The filter-free diary.
Good morning. It's 8:40. I checked. And my tent is all bundled up now because a bunch of RVs showed up yesterday at like 5. And for some reason, all the people started gathering what felt like in front of my campsite, but I'm sure it wasn't. But I got tired of looking at them and hearing them. So I zipped up all the windows. Was like, I'm just gonna have to, compact my little privacy box a little bit. Oh well. So that's why I can't see anything, and there's not as much fresh air as there was in the last couple days. So I want to talk to you more about English and letter coding, because there's more to it than just the sequence of letters and the shape of the letters. Of course, right? There's also the value of the letters. And the thing is, you can look at things that were talked about thousands of years ago that have been translated into English, even though they weren't originally written in English. And you can decode them. And I think we should. Because I think, well, someone set someone up for a smackdown. Just in case they decided to go the wrong way, and looks like we're heading down a certain path. So what I want to talk about L. And yes, the letter L, but also L. We'll get there. So first, let's talk about the letter L. What is the letter L? No, technically the letter L is the 12th letter of the alphabet. And 12 has a very significant relevance on this planet and in the Old Testament. Wasn't there 12 tribes of Israel? Isn't that why they have the 12 loaves of showbread on the altar? 12 and 12. And interestingly enough, there are 12 zodiac too. And if you count the gates from the city the other day, the 3 on 4 sides, that's 12 too. 12 is a reoccurring theme on this planet and in the Bible. So what is with 12? Well, like we said, it's the letter L. And interestingly enough, the name of the Israelite god was El. How coincidental! But the thing is, they don't spell it like just the letter L, right? They put an E in front of it. So it's EL. So it's not technically a 12. It's more like a 512. If you know geometry, I'm sure that number just hit you like boing. That's not a random number. No, 512 is not a random number. So anyways, what you get, obviously, if you add 5 and 12 together, is 17. And 17 is like, the letter Q. How interesting. But the god's name was not Q. Nope, the god's name was L, like the 12th letter, but spelled with a silent E, I guess. And if we look at 12 is like spirit followed by the feminine, as we discussed before. And spirit is fire, spirit is logic, spirit is energy, spirit is life. what I tend to think of spirit is like a power-up, right? Like if you have a puppet, like Pinocchio, and then you give it a spirit, you power up the Pinocchio puppet and now it can walk around, right? That's how I think of spirit as a power-up. And then, of course, the feminine, as a reflection, as a body, as water. So if you have a powered up reflection, what you really get is a lesson. And the reason you can call it a lesson and not just a powered up reflection is because 1 and 2 come together and they create a 3, which means it's really something for the mind. A power up isn't really for the mind. A reflection isn't even really for the mind, but you put them together and you get something for the mind, and that's a lesson. So if L is a lesson, how convenient for that, and it's the number 12, and Israel is all about lessons and learning, then if you put a silent E in front of it, a 5 in front of a lesson, what you actually get with a 5 is balance. It doesn't seem like it, but it is. And a 5-12, a balanced lesson, is a nice way of saying these fuckers are going to learn the hard way. And I just thought I will let you know. Israel follows a God whose name is Balanced Lesson, which is learn the hard way. Have a good morning.